you've seen these, the little, they call them wood arrows on the back. So I'm sure you've seen these. I think these are pretty common. So hopefully your Dollar Tree will have these if you want to do this one. But for today's craft, we're going to use 4 of these, okay? And then also, and I've already cut the end off, we're going to be using 1 of these. And this is called a wood hanging decor. And I just cut the end off because it had the holes in it. And so we'll be using this for the front. So I already started kind of playing with this today. Because I just kind of want to do some fun stuff, some fun whimsical stuff on here. The first thing we're going to do is take these hangers off, and you could probably just pull them off. Okay, so we've got 2 down. I've already worked on 1 earlier, and I'll show it to you. And then this is our 3rd one. I try to hold my hand on it, so maybe they won't pop out. Okay. And so this one's kind of sticking out a little bit. So see, it just pops out of there so easily, out of this thin wood. So it's not hard to remove them if you would wish to do so. I think I'm going to do I'm going to do the traditional red, white, and blue. I think I'm going to do polka dots on these. I did this one with the stripes. I never get my stripes right. So, you know, like the 2 red should be in the center and there should be equal amount of white on both sides. I never get that right, but it's okay. I'll tuck this one in the back. So this is something that I did earlier in just the red, white, and blue. And we're going to combine it with these other 3. And I'm just using acrylic paints. So this is Anita's True Red. So I'm using this. And this blue that I'm almost out of, so I need to get more, is the navy blue. So I like this. I like the navy. I prefer this shade of blue. Okay, so I'm using the navy blue. And then I have this white chalk paint. I don't have any of the white acrylic, so I need to go get some more because I'm out of stuff. So we're going to paint these up. I have my paper down, so because I know I'm going to make a mess. Unfortunately, I do. So we're going to paint this first one red. It's really straightforward, but then we're just going to add some fun details on there. So, you know, use whatever shades of red and blue and, you know, whatever you want on these. Like I said, this one's straightforward. I'm painting it red. So, and these are $1.25, right? So we have 4 of these. So what's that? 5. Oh, so, I'm trying to think how much money we've got involved here. So for $5.50, and then that, so that, which was also $1.25. I think we're still coming in at under $10 for this. Now, I mean, if you already have the paint. But this Anita's paint at Hobby Lobby is not pricey at all. So even if you had to buy new paint, I think it would still be. I like budget-friendly ideas like this because this will go out on my front porch, and so if you know something happens to this, I'm not going to be. I mean, I want to keep it, you know, for next year or for year after year. But if I can't, and I don't have a ton of money invested in it, I like things like that for my front porch because sometimes stuff gets wet out there or, you know, it blows off and stuff like that. So I am painting the sides too, so the front and the sides. If you get a little bit on the back, don't worry about that either. Okay, so I've got the front of that one. So we're just going to set that over there and let that dry. And then we're going to paint one blue and paint one white. So we'll let that dry while we paint these others. I love this shade of blue, you guys. And everybody's different. There may be, I mean, a shade, you know, a different blue that you like better. So I really like this one. This is kind of one of my favorite times of year is getting to create all the spring and patriotic stuff. Okay. This is our last white, and then we'll go back and we're going to add some fun little details. And then we're going to kind of put it all together. And I'm going to need your help on one part of it because I'm almost out of this too. I need to go buy paint. Just when I was getting ready to go live, I was thinking about, you know, thinking through all the steps and everything and what I wanted to do on each piece. And I realized I didn't have a plan for the last piece that goes on there. So I'm going to have to I'm going to ask you guys for suggestions. There's our white one. So we'll add a little bit of heat to these, and then we'll go back and we're going to add some fun detail to them. My little daubers like this. I'm trying to see if that'll be about the right size. I have a bigger one, but I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. Okay, because we're gonna do some polka dots. So I think I'll use the bigger one. I'm not doing stars on them. You totally could. I'm just gonna mix it up and do some polka dots, kind of make it kind of whimsical. Okay. So we've got this one, and we can add some more detail to it later. And the rest of these, I'm just going to do polka dots. So let's start. The wood one has been, it feels dry, so we're going to try it first. So I just want to do white polka dots on this. And I'm just going to put some paint. I'm just going to have to put some paint down on my paper because I didn't bring a plate in here. I have to go get a paper towel. Yeah, because I need this to be a little bit thicker. Okay, so that's better. So now we're just going to go through there and we're just going to do our polka dots here and there. Some of these are going to be kind of coming off there. Okay. And there's no wrong or right way to do it, just whatever you like. So I like the polka dot, the kind of the whimsical look. So, okay, so there's those. We're gonna let those dry, and then I may go back and fill in some of that white a little bit. And now we're gonna put some white polka dots on our red. There's gonna be polka dots on both of them. Okay, so there's those. Okay. Now for the white, I'm trying to think what I need to do. I kind of want to go do all my polka dots. So for the white, I'm going to do some red and blue polka dots. So let's try some of that. Okay, so I'm using a little bit smaller one, a little bit smaller sponge. Okay. And the blue's a little bit, I'm definitely going to have to fill that in some because I think, unless I go back over it. There's my blue. Now, let's take, I'm going to try to rinse this off a little bit. I don't know how well that's going to work. So take this, my white, or my red, and let's try to put just a little polka dot here, part of one. Maybe one there. So there's that one, okay? And when we add the detail, it will totally it'll make these things pop. Okay. We'll add a little bit of heat to these, and then I probably need to go back over those white ones. So let's start with our blue and our red. Okay, so I'm just kind of filling these in just a little bit here. And I'll show you. I'm just taking my paintbrush and kind of filling those little guys in. I got all these filled in. I got a little boo-boo on the bottom, so we'll touch that up. Okay, so we're going to set that back over here. Okay, so there's those. Now, okay, I'm taking some of my blue and kind of filling in. My little polka dots are kind of looking, I don't know what they're looking kind of sickly. So we're going to put a little bit more paint on there. I think I have all my polka dots officially filled in. So we're going to go back, and I'm just going to use some of my white, and we're going to put some of my navy blue. And we're going to put some little dots and some lines, trace it around here. We'll put some accent marks on our little polka dots. And I think it'll really make them pop. And I have a smaller paintbrush that I'm going to try to use. for, I think this one. And we're going to take just a little bit on here, and hopefully this paintbrush is small enough. Okay, so we've got our little lines on there. Now I'm just going to use that same blue and just going to add a few little marks on my polka dots here. So there's that one. Okay, nothing major, nothing difficult, just a few little accent marks here and there. Kind of darken a few of these up just a bit. Some more blue accent marks on this. So there's our little dots on that one. Now, let's do, for this one, maybe we'll just go back to blue, okay? And then we're gonna, while I have my white, we'll just do a few little white accent marks on our red circles in our blue. Okay, so there's that. And look, we're almost finished. Let's take our blue and add some dots on the side, and then I'm going to show you how they kind of will all fit together. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, all of them are done. Oh, now we're going to put some blue down here. So got the little detail on that one. Now we're going to dry these. I'm going to dry this last one down, and then we're going to just kind of hot glue them. I think we'll hot glue them together. I think that'll be the best. So what we're going to do, I'm going to kind of stick this over here. We're going to kind of glue all of these. I'm trying to decide here how I want to do this. I think this one's going to kind of be on top, and then we're going to tuck this one kind of behind, just a little bit like that, and then this one maybe kind of, so let's kind of start gluing these. I'm going to kind of glue these together just a little bit. I'm just going to use hot glue. You could use E6000, and I maybe should use E6000, but because it's going to be out front in the summertime, but we're going to see. Let's see if we can get another glue stick on here. Yes, June, they are all the same size. All the same size. It's funny that you brought up Jaws, because I honestly think that my sister said that same thing when we were talking about cruising. Okay, I'm going to kind of hold them together just a little bit to get these to attach together. Okay, we're going to like sit this one on top of this, and then we'll glue that one on the back. I covered the striped one up because, you know, it was a little bit imperfect. So I tried to cover that up with and put it towards the back. Okay, so these are glued, and then I'm just going to kind of put, let's turn that one a little bit that way maybe. I'm just going to put some hot glue on there like that. I'm trying to look here and see like how I need to attach that on there. Let's turn it over a little bit. There we go, like that. Okay, now, you guys, you know I said, so it's gonna look something like this. Okay, we could put something else on there to kind of brace it a little bit. on the back, and I may try to do that with like a paint stir stick to kind of brace them if it needs it. But that little sign I showed you at the first, what I wanted to do with it was I had plans to stain it, and then I'm going to put it on, it's going to fit on just right on the front, okay? So it's going to sit like right across here, and I was going to stain it and then put wording on it. And Vicky's already given me an idea. That's good. Yeah, and I was thinking stain, you know, because I thought that stained board might pop against, you know, this, against the red, white, and blue. Like on a firecracker. Okay, I'm just putting my hot glue on here. Put our little jute right here. Try to make it longer. Hold that in place. Okay, let that set up. And because on my, if I stain this, I thought I can't stamp it, you won't be able to see it, but maybe I could paint it or find like a, I don't know, a napkin or something to decoupage. I'm really gonna have to think about this part, what to put on there. I've got my little hanger on it, and so I'm gonna put the wood thing on the front when I decide what it's gonna say, and then I'll share a picture of with you guys. But look, I mean, just 4 Dollar Tree wood arrows. It turned out pretty darn cute, I think. You guys stay safe, enjoy the sunshine, and I will be back on Friday, so I hope you can join me. See you next time. Bye, guys.